Hey everyone, please subscribe. Just one click from you means the world to me. My name is Amanda Torres. I'm 31 years old, and I'm a marketing director in Denver, Colorado. Last week, I came home early from work and heard my mother telling my 6-year-old daughter something that made my blood run cold. Your mommy was always the problem child. She made everything difficult for us. That's why we had to be so strict with her. My daughter looked confused. My 8-year-old son looked upset. What my mother didn't know was that I had installed nanny cams 6 months ago, and I had footage, hours and hours of footage, of what my parents really said when I wasn't around. When I played that video at Sunday dinner, my mother's face went white. My father stood up and left, and my kids finally understood the truth. Stay until the end, because this gets intense. Let me explain how we got here. I'm a single mom. I have 2 kids. My son Luke, who's 8, and my daughter Emma, who's 6. Their father, my ex-husband Ryan, left when Emma was just 6 months old. He said he wasn't ready to be a dad, that he felt trapped, that he needed to find himself. Translation: he met someone else and wanted out. The divorce was messy. He fought for minimal custody so he wouldn't have to pay much child support. He got every other weekend, but even that was too much for him. He'd cancel last minute, forget to pick them up, show up late. Eventually, the visits stopped altogether. He moved to California with his new girlfriend. Now he sends a birthday card twice a year, and that's it. So I've been doing this alone for the past 5 years, working full-time, raising 2 kids, trying to give them a stable life. It's been the hardest thing I've ever done. My job as a marketing director pays well, $110,000 a year, enough to provide for us. But I work long hours, 9-hour days, sometimes 10. I need help, childcare, support. That's where my parents came in. My mom and dad, Linda and Robert Harrison, are both retired. Dad was an engineer. Mom was a teacher. They lived 20 minutes away from me. When Ryan left, they offered to help. "We'll watch the kids after school," my mom said. "You shouldn't have to pay for expensive daycare when we're right here." I was so grateful. Daycare for 2 kids would cost me $2,000 a month. Having my parents help felt like a blessing. So for the past 5 years, this has been our routine. I drop the kids at school in the morning. My parents pick them up at 3 p.m. They watch them until I get home around 6 p.m. 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. At first it was great. The kids loved spending time with Grandma and Grandpa. They'd tell me about baking cookies, playing games, watching movies. My parents seemed happy to help. But slowly, things started to change. My mom began making little comments. "Emma didn't eat her vegetables today. You need to be stricter with her." Luke talked back to me. Where did he learn that behavior? The kids seemed tired. Are you keeping them up too late? Always subtle criticism, always implying I wasn't doing enough. I'd brush it off. She was just trying to help, I told myself. But then the comments got worse. "You work too much. The kids need their mother. Maybe if you'd been a better wife, Ryan wouldn't have left." Single motherhood is so hard on children. They need a father figure. Each comment was like a small cut, but I needed the help, so I stayed quiet. Then, about a year ago, I noticed changes in my kids. Luke became withdrawn. Quiet. He stopped talking to me about his day. Emma developed anxiety. She'd cry before going to my parents' house. "Honey, what's wrong?" I'd ask. "Nothing, Mommy." "I'm fine." But she wasn't fine. One night, Luke came to me crying. "Mom, am I bad?" "What?" "No, baby. Why would you think that?" "Grandma says I'm difficult, that I don't listen, that I make things hard for you." My heart broke. "Luke, you are not difficult. You're an amazing kid. But Grandma said, Grandma is wrong." But the damage was done. My son believed he was a problem. I tried talking to my mom. "Mom, please don't tell Luke he's difficult. It's hurting his self-esteem. I'm just trying to teach him proper behavior. You're too soft on them." They're children. They need encouragement, not criticism. This is why they don't respect authority, because you coddle them. We'd go in circles. Nothing changed. Emma's anxiety got worse. She started wetting the bed again, having nightmares. "I don't want to go to Grandma's house," she told me one morning. "Why not, sweetheart?" "She's always mad at me. She says I'm too loud, too messy. that I don't act like a lady. You're 6 years old. You're supposed to be loud and messy. Grandma says you were the same way, that you were always the problem. That's when I knew something was seriously wrong. I didn't want to spy on my parents, but I needed to know what was happening during those 3 hours every day. So 6 months ago, I installed nanny cams, small cameras hidden in the living room, kitchen, and playroom of my house. My parents didn't watch the kids at their house. They came to mine, said it was easier because all the kids' stuff was there. I felt guilty setting up the cameras, like I was betraying them. But my kids' well-being came first. The cameras recorded everything, video and audio. I'd watch the footage at night after the kids went to bed. At first it seemed normal. My parents helping with homework, making snacks. But then I started noticing things. The way my mom spoke to Emma. "Stop running around. You're giving me a headache. Why can't you sit still? What's wrong with you? Your brother is so much better behaved than you." Emma's little face would fall every time, the way my dad spoke to Luke. "Men don't cry. Stop being a baby. You're 8 years old. Act like it. Your mother is raising you to be soft." Luke would go quiet, trying not to cry. Then I heard them talking when the kids were in another room. "These kids are exhausting," my mom said. "Amanda has no control over them," my dad replied. "She never did have control." Remember how she was growing up? Always pushing boundaries, never listening. The problem child. Exactly. And now she's raising problem children. I sat there watching the screen, tears running down my face. This was what they said about me, about my kids? I kept watching. Night after night, the footage got worse. My mom telling Emma, "If you don't behave, your mother will send you away like your father did." My dad telling Luke, "Your mom works too much because she doesn't want to be home with you." Lies, cruel lies designed to hurt my children. One day, I heard something that made me physically sick. Emma asked, "Grandma, why doesn't Daddy visit us?" My mom responded, "Because your mother drove him away. She was too difficult to live with, just like she's always been." Emma started crying. "Is it my fault too?" "Well, children can put stress on a marriage. Your father probably needed a break from all the chaos." Emma sobbed. My mom didn't comfort her, just told her to go wash her face. I wanted to storm over there immediately, confront them, throw them out. But I controlled myself. I needed more evidence, more proof of the pattern, so I kept recording. For 6 months, I collected hours of footage, of criticism, of manipulation, of emotional abuse, because that's what it was. Abuse. They were systematically breaking down my children's self-worth while rewriting history to make me the villain. The worst part? I heard them talking about me constantly. Amanda thinks she's so successful with her fancy job. She's neglecting these children, career over family. She was always selfish, even as a child. Remember how much trouble she caused us? The problem child, that phrase over and over. The problem child. It was their narrative, their story about who I was, and they were teaching it to my children. 2 weeks ago, I came home early from work. I had a migraine and my boss told me to go home and rest. I walked in the door at 4 p.m. instead of my usual 6 p.m. The house was quiet, too quiet. I heard voices coming from the living room. I stood in the hallway, out of sight, and listened. My mother was talking to both kids. "Your mother doesn't understand how hard it is to raise children properly," she was saying. "But Mom works hard," Luke said quietly. "Working hard doesn't make you a good mother. Being present does, and your mother is never present." "She's here at night," Emma said. "She reads to us." That's the bare minimum. A real mother would sacrifice her career for her children. "Like you did?" Luke asked. "Exactly. I gave up everything for Amanda and her brother, but Amanda is selfish. She always has been." "Mommy's not selfish," Emma said, her voice rising. "Don't raise your voice at me, young lady. This is exactly what I'm talking about. No discipline. Your mother was the same way. Always talking back, always causing problems." "What kind of problems?" Luke asked. My mother sighed dramatically. "Oh, where do I start?" She was rebellious, difficult, never listened to authority. We tried so hard with her, but nothing worked. What did you try? Everything. Punishments, groundings. We had to be very strict. But she just kept fighting us. This was insane. None of this was true. I was a good kid. Straight A student. Never got in trouble. Never rebelled. The only problem I caused was having my own opinions, wanting to make my own choices, like going to college out of state instead of staying local like they wanted, like majoring in marketing instead of teaching like my mom wanted, like marrying Ryan even though they thought he wasn't ambitious enough. Every time I chose my own path, I was the problem child. The point is, my mom continued, your mother has always made things difficult, and now she's making things difficult for you two. How? Emma asked, confused. By not giving you the family you deserve, a mother and a father, a stable home. Instead, you have a mom who works all the time and a dad who left because he couldn't handle the stress. That's not true, Luke said, but his voice was uncertain. It is true. Your father was a good man who got overwhelmed, and your mother pushed him away with her demands and her career obsession. I couldn't listen anymore. I walked into the living room. Hi, everyone. My mom jumped. Amanda! You're home early. Clearly. I looked at my kids. Luke, Emma, go upstairs and play. I need to talk to Grandma. They scrambled up, looking worried. Once they were gone, I turned to my mother. How dare you? She blinked innocently. How dare I what? Tell my children lies about me, about their father, about why he left. I wasn't lying. Yes, you were. Ryan left because he's selfish and immature, not because I pushed him away. That's your version. It's the version, the true version, and you have no right to rewrite it to make me the villain. She stood up, gathering her purse. I was just trying to help them understand. Understand what? That their mother is a failure? That I'm the problem? Well, if the shoe fits, get out. She stared at me. What? Get out of my house. Now. Amanda, don't be dramatic. I'm not being dramatic. I'm done. You're not watching my kids anymore. Her face went red. You can't do that. You need me. You can't afford daycare. I'll figure it out. I don't care what it costs. It's worth it to keep you away from my children. This is ridiculous. I'm their grandmother. You're a toxic influence, and you're done. She grabbed her phone. I'm calling your father. He needs to hear about this. Call him. I don't care. You're both done. She stormed out, slamming the door so hard the pictures on the wall shook. I stood there shaking, adrenaline pumping through my body. Then I went upstairs to my kids. They were sitting on Luke's bed, looking scared. Am I in trouble? Emma asked, her eyes wide. No, baby. You're not in trouble. Grandma is in trouble. Why? Luke asked. Because she said things that weren't true. About me, about your dad, things that hurt you. She said you were the problem child, Emma said quietly. I know, but that's not true. I was a good kid, just like you two are good kids. Really? Luke asked. Really, you're both amazing, perfect exactly as you are, and Grandma won't be watching you anymore. Good, Emma said. I didn't like going there. My heart broke. Why didn't you tell me? I thought if I complained, it meant I was bad. I pulled them both into my arms. You can always tell me anything. Always. I will always believe you and protect you. But the damage was done. My kids had spent years absorbing my parents' toxicity, and I needed to undo it. For 2 weeks, my parents called and texted constantly. My dad, Amanda, you're being unreasonable. Your mother was just trying to help. My mom, you can't cut us off from our grandchildren. We have rights. My brother David called too. What's going on? Mom is really upset. Did she tell you what she said to my kids? She said you overreacted to some innocent comments. They weren't innocent. She's been telling my kids I'm a bad mother, that I was a problem child, that I drove Ryan away. He was quiet. That doesn't sound like Mom. It's exactly like Mom. You just never noticed because you were the golden child. Amanda, David, I have proof. Hours of recordings of the things they say when I'm not there. Recordings? You recorded Mom and Dad? I installed nanny cams because my kids were showing signs of emotional distress, and now I know why. That feels like a violation. What's a violation is telling a 6-year-old that her father left because her mother drove him away. He didn't have a response. Look, I said, I'm done arguing. I'm protecting my kids. If Mom and Dad want a relationship with us, they need to apologize and change. I'll talk to them, David said. But days passed and nothing changed. My mom posted on Facebook, praying for family healing. Sometimes children forget how much their parents sacrificed for them. The comments were full of people supporting her. You're such a good mother. Children can be so ungrateful. I'm sure Amanda will come around. She was controlling the narrative, making herself the victim. So I made a decision. Sunday dinner. That was our family tradition. Every Sunday, we'd all meet at my parents' house for dinner. I hadn't gone in 2 weeks. But this week, I texted the group chat. I'll be there Sunday. We need to talk as a family. My mom replied immediately, Wonderful. I knew you'd come to your senses. I didn't respond. That Sunday, I got a babysitter for the kids. I didn't want them there for what was about to happen. I brought my laptop with me. When I arrived, everyone was already there. My parents, my brother David, his wife Sarah, and their 2 kids. Amanda! My mom hugged me like nothing had happened. I'm so glad you came. I've missed you. I didn't hug her back. We need to talk. Let's eat first. No, now. Everyone went quiet. My dad frowned. What's this about? I opened my laptop and set it on the dining room table. For the past 6 months, I've had nanny cams in my house, recording what happens when you watch my kids. My mom's face went pale. You recorded us? Yes, because my kids were showing signs of emotional distress, and I needed to know why. Amanda, this is insane. No. What's insane is what I found. I clicked play. The video started. My mom's voice filled the room. Your mommy was always the problem child. She made everything difficult for us. Emma's small voice. Why? Because she never listened. She was rebellious and difficult. I paused it. This is what you say to a 6-year-old. My mom looked down. My dad was stone-faced. I played another clip. My dad's voice. Your mother works too much because she doesn't want to be home with you. Luke. Really? Really? She's always put her career first. I paused it again. You told my 8-year-old I don't want to be with him. David looked shocked. Mom, Dad. I played another clip. My mom. Your father left because your mother drove him away. She was too difficult to live with. Emma crying. Is it my fault too? Well, children can put stress on a marriage. I stopped the video. The room was silent. Sarah had tears in her eyes. David looked sick. My mother was crying. I didn't mean it like that. How did you mean it? How does telling a child her father left because of her mother mean anything other than what you said? I was just trying to explain. You were trying to poison my children against me. My father stood up. That's not what we were doing. Then what were you doing? Because I have hours of this. Hours of you criticizing me, insulting me, undermining me to my own children. I played more clips, one after another. Clips of them calling me selfish, difficult, a bad mother. Clips of them telling my kids I pushed their father away. Clips of them comparing Luke and Emma to other, better-behaved children. By the time I finished, everyone was crying except me. I was too angry to cry. This ends now, I said quietly. You will never watch my children again. You will never speak to them without me present. And if you ever call me the problem child again, you'll never see any of us again. My mother was sobbing. Amanda, please. No. You don't get to cry and play victim. You spent years tearing me down. And then you tried to do the same thing to my kids. We were trying to help, my dad said. Help? You call this help? You damaged my children's mental health. We just have different parenting philosophies. This isn't about philosophy. This is about you rewriting history to make yourselves look good and me look bad." David finally spoke. "Mom, Dad, what she's showing us, this isn't okay." "David, you don't understand," my mom started. "I understand perfectly. You've been telling Amanda's kids she's a bad mother. That's not okay." My dad turned to me. "You were difficult, Amanda. You have to admit that." "Difficult how?" I demanded. "Give me examples." "You always wanted things your way. I wanted to choose my own college, my own major, my own life. That's not being difficult. That's being an independent person. You never listened to our advice, because your advice was always about controlling me. You wanted me to stay close to home, marry someone you approved of, have the career you wanted me to have. We wanted what was best for you. No! You wanted what was easiest for you, and when I didn't comply, you labeled me the problem child." My mother stood up. "That's not true. We loved you." "Then why did you treat me differently than David?" "We didn't." "Yes, you did." I turned to my brother. "David, did they ever criticize your choices, your wife, your career?" He looked uncomfortable. "No." "Did they ever call you difficult?" "No." "Did they ever tell your kids you were a problem?" "No." I turned back to my parents. "See? It was only me, because I didn't fit into your perfect little box." My mom was crying harder now. "We made mistakes, but we were trying our best. Your best included telling my daughter that her father left because of me. Your best included making my son believe he's a burden. We never meant to hurt them, but you did. You hurt them badly. Emma has anxiety. Luke thinks he's a problem because of you." The room went silent except for my mother's crying. Sarah spoke up quietly. "Mrs. Harrison, I've watched Amanda with her kids. She's an amazing mother. She works hard to provide for them, and they adore her." "Thank you," I whispered. David nodded. "Mom, Dad, you need to apologize, really apologize." My father crossed his arms. "We were helping. If Amanda would just admit that she's not perfect." "I never said I was perfect, but I'm not the villain you've made me out to be. You're too sensitive." "No! You're too cruel. There's a difference." I grabbed my laptop. "I have 6 months of footage. Do you want me to post it online? Let everyone see what kind of grandparents you really are." My mother gasped. "You wouldn't. Try me. You put me on blast on Facebook, called me ungrateful, made yourself the victim. I have the receipts that show the truth." My dad's face turned red. "That's blackmail." "No, that's consequences. Something you never taught me because according to you, I was the one causing all the problems." I headed toward the door. "Wait," my mom called out. "What do you want from us?" I turned around. "I want you to admit that you were wrong. I want you to stop rewriting history, and I want you to apologize to my kids for the damage you've done." "And then?" she asked quietly. "And then maybe we can rebuild. With boundaries, strict boundaries." "What kind of boundaries?" "You never watch them alone again. You don't speak about me to them without me present. You don't criticize my parenting. You don't bring up Ryan or the divorce. You just be normal, loving grandparents, if you can." My dad shook his head. "That's unreasonable. Then we're done here." I opened the door. "Wait!" My mom rushed over. Okay, we'll do it, whatever you want." I looked at her carefully. "Do you understand why I'm angry?" She nodded, tears streaming. "Yes, we hurt your babies, and we hurt you. I'm sorry. It was the first real apology I'd heard." "Dad?" I looked at my father. He wouldn't meet my eyes. "I still think you're overreacting." "Then you won't see us until you change your mind." I left. It's been 3 months since that Sunday dinner. My father hasn't spoken to me. He thinks I'm being dramatic. But my mother has been trying. She called 2 days after the dinner. "Amanda, can we talk?" "About what?" "About everything. Please, I've been thinking a lot." We met for coffee, just the two of us. She looked older, tired. "I watched the videos again," she said. The ones you showed us. And you're right. I was cruel. I didn't say anything. I don't know why I did it, she continued. I think I was jealous. Jealous. Of you. You're successful, independent. You have this career I never had, and you're raising your kids alone and doing a better job than I did with 2 parents. I hadn't expected that. Mom. No, let me finish. When you were growing up, you were so strong-willed, so sure of yourself, and I felt like I couldn't control you. It scared me. I wasn't trying to be difficult. I just knew what I wanted. I know, but I felt like I was losing you, so I labeled you the problem. It made me feel better about not being able to control you. That's not healthy, Mom. I know. I'm in therapy now, learning about it. You're in therapy? She nodded. After what happened, I realized I need help. I've been working on understanding why I said those things, why I treated you differently than David. Why did you? Because David always did what we wanted. And you never did. You were your own person. And instead of being proud of that, I tried to break it. I felt tears starting. Do you know how much that hurt me? I'm starting to understand, and I'm so sorry. We talked for 2 hours, really talked, about my childhood, about her feelings, about the damage done. What about the kids? I asked. You hurt them too. I know, and I want to apologize to them, if you'll let me. I thought about it. Not yet. They're still healing, but maybe soon. She nodded. I'll wait as long as it takes. We started meeting weekly, just talking, building something new. My dad still hasn't come around. He's too proud to admit he was wrong. David called me last week. I owe you an apology too. For what? For not seeing it sooner. I always knew they treated you differently, but I told myself it wasn't that bad. I was wrong. Thank you for saying that. Sarah and I talked to our kids, explained that what Grandma and Grandpa did was wrong. We're being more careful about what they're exposed to now. Good. And Amanda? You're an amazing mom. I should have said that years ago. I cried after we hung up. Last week, I took Emma and Luke to see a child therapist. I told her everything, showed her some of the videos. These kids have been exposed to emotional manipulation, she said. But the good news is you caught it early. We can work through this. So now we go to therapy twice a week, working on rebuilding their self-esteem. Emma is sleeping better, no more bedwetting, no more anxiety attacks. Luke is talking more, opening up, trusting again. Yesterday he told me, Mom, Grandma was wrong. You're not the problem. You're the best mom ever. I held him and cried. Are you sad? He asked. No, baby. I'm happy. So happy. 2 weeks ago, my mom asked if she could come over. I'd like to talk to Luke and Emma. If you're there too. I was nervous, but I said yes. She came over on a Saturday morning, brought flowers for me and small gifts for the kids. Hi, Grandma, Emma said cautiously. Hi, sweetheart. My mom knelt down to her level. Can we talk? All of us? We sat in the living room, the kids on either side of me, my mom across from us. She took a deep breath. Luke, Emma, I need to say something very important. I made big mistakes. They listened quietly. I said things about your mom that weren't true. I said she was a problem child, that she made things difficult. But that was wrong. Your mom is wonderful. We know, Luke said. I know you know. But I need you to know that I was wrong. And I'm very sorry. Emma looked at me. I nodded. It's okay to listen. I also said things about your dad, my mom continued, that your mom drove him away. That's not true either. Your dad left because of his own choices, not because of your mom. Why did you say it then? Emma asked. Because I was trying to make myself feel better. I was trying to explain things that I didn't understand. But I hurt you, and I hurt your mom, and I'm sorry. Are you going to say mean things again? Luke asked. No, never. I promise. I'm learning how to be better. In therapy? Emma asked. My mom smiled sadly. Yes, in therapy. "We go to therapy too," Emma said, "because of what you said." My mom's eyes filled with tears. "I know, and I'm so sorry." "It's okay," Emma said. "Our therapist is nice." "I'm glad." My mom looked at me. "Amanda, is there anything you want to add?" I thought for a moment. "Kids, Grandma made mistakes. Big mistakes, but she's trying to fix them, and that's important." "Are you still mad at Grandma?" Luke asked me. "A little bit, but I'm also proud of her for apologizing and trying to change." "Can we forgive her?" Emma asked. "That's up to you. You don't have to forgive her right now. You can take your time." Emma looked at my mom. "I forgive you, but you have to be nice now." My mom nodded, crying. "I will. I promise." Luke was quiet for a moment. Then, "I forgive you too. But if you're mean again, I'm going to tell Mom right away." "Good," my mom said. "You should always tell your mom everything." After that day, we started slowly rebuilding. My mom visits once a week, always with me present. We do family activities, parks, museums, baking. She's different now, gentler, more aware of her words. She compliments me in front of the kids. "Your mom works so hard. I'm so proud of her. She talks positively about them. You're such smart, kind children. It's not perfect. Some days are still hard, but it's healing." Last week, my mom posted something on Facebook that surprised me, a photo of me with Luke and Emma, smiling together. The caption read, "My daughter Amanda is one of the strongest women I know. She's raising 2 beautiful children alone while building a successful career. I haven't always been the mother she deserved, but I'm working on it. So proud of her and my grandchildren." Hashtag Proud Mom, hashtag second chances, I called her. "Mom, I saw your post." "Too much?" "No, it was perfect. Thank you." I meant every word. The comments were full of people congratulating her for being supportive. Some asked what happened. She replied, "I made mistakes and I'm fixing them." That's what family does. Simple, honest, true. My dad still hasn't apologized. I don't know if he ever will, but I'm okay with that now. I can't control him. I can only control my boundaries, and my boundaries are firm. He doesn't see the kids without an apology. David supports my decision, so does Sarah. My kids are thriving, happy, confident again. Last night, Emma told me, "Mommy, I'm glad you protected us." "From what, baby?" "From the mean words. You kept us safe." I hugged her tight. "Always. I will always keep you safe. That's my job. Not to be perfect, not to be problem-free, just to protect my kids, to love them, to show them they matter." So here's what I learned from all of this. Trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, investigate. Set boundaries, even with family, especially with family. Document everything, because people will lie. They'll rewrite history. They'll gaslight you. But video doesn't lie. And most importantly, protect your children, always. I was called the problem child my entire life, but I wasn't the problem. My parents' need for control was the problem. And when they tried to pass that label on to my kids, I stopped it. Because the cycle ends with me. So let me ask you something. If you found out someone was poisoning your kids against you, what would you do? Would you confront them, cut them off, try to fix it? Let me know in the comments. And if this story resonated with you, please subscribe, because being a protective parent doesn't make you dramatic. It makes you a good parent. My name is Amanda Torres. I was called the problem child, but I became the solution. I saved my kids from the same damage that was done to me. And that's not a problem. That's strength. Thank you for listening. See you in the next story. Remember, your kids' mental health is more important than anyone's feelings, even family. Protect them, always.